Hello, my beautiful soul. Like, I've got my cards pre-shuffled and I'm gonna do a spread because that's what they're telling me to do today. But before we get into today's message and before I lay out the cards, one little reminder and one little thing I wanted to mention as well. Because some of you very often, like, after a reading or, you want to know a specific time, what's the timing, when this is going to happen to me. The thing is, time, and timing of things is highly dependent on you. It's mostly dependent on you, whether you're ready to receive certain things, whether you're actually looking in the right direction. Because I'll tell you one thing, because you might be busy here, waiting for Dave, and obviously name is just picked at random. So you're waiting for Dave, to message you back. He's leaving you on hot and cold. Every morning you're waking up waiting for that ping on your phone. You're checking up when he's been online and things like that. You're just destroying yourself slowly, waiting for a man who is not living in his masculine energy. He's living in his princess feminine throne. Because a man doesn't need chasing. A right man will be known. His energy will be known. You will know they want you just by looking at you. They will not have to even say anything. When you're leaving confused, fuck Dave. Because the thing is, why are you busy waiting for Dave, in his messages and for him to come back around and get his shit together? You might miss out, all of a sudden one day you might just bump into George. Yet again, just coincidental. You might just bump into George and you'll be like, oh, fuck, I recognize my fire in that person. This might be my person. But when you're busy looking out one window and when you're looking at that horizon, waiting for that person to start walking your way and that's not happening, you might be missing out on somebody who is standing right behind you. So yeah, this is like one little note before we get into today's reading, because you ladies especially, I know it goes both ways, but we're driving ourselves insane waiting for that person to come through just because we've imagined something about them. Sometimes our imagination and our longing and what we want is so strong that we're actually forgetting about reality. And reality sometimes is let go of what's not meant for you. Let go of that person that doesn't clearly want you. Respect yourself. Respect your energy. And when that happens, universe just gonna start pouring into you. Things will just start showing up in your life. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. Choose yourself, always. And timing of things, like I said, entirely up to you. When you've learned a lesson, when you kind of learned your own value, and when you kind of open the eyes to what's real and to what's true. And stop living in that limerence. Stop living in that wishy-washy energy. Respect yourself. Respect your time. Respect your heart. Respect your soul. Right, okay. We went deep. But okay, let me just lay out the spread. Starts great because fucking death came out. There's a chariot. Oh my god. If it's just not what I've just been saying and I'm only just laying out my cards. Yes, precisely. My god, this is going to be, what I've just said is very important to this message and to the cards that just came out. Death as a first card. In the center of this reading, there is an end to a certain road. There is an end to something here. If you've been longing, if you've been feeling left out in the cold, I have 5 of Cups as well with the 9 of Wands. So if you've been kind of longing for something to come in, it's been hurting you, what they're telling me in here, oh God, I'm getting hot. What they're telling me in here as well, there is an end to a certain road. Yeah, that what happens when I start channeling and I get what? Hot flush. So I feel like this is going to be a very important message. So yeah, with that, it's time for you to take the reins of your destiny with this chariot. It's time for you to become the driver of your own reality and stop giving away your power with the magician. Because with the magician as well, magician is the card that kind of reminds you who is the God, remind you who creates your reality. It's you, solely you, by choices that you make, by what you're thinking in your head. You do this. There is, we sometimes we are easy to push it all on that higher power, blame God, because it's easier. We've created this whole concept of it. And obviously we misinterpreting the God, religion and everything. You're trying to have something else, some higher power. We want something else to kind of sort our life out. And it's easier, and I understand, and I'm not judging here because, I've been there, I've done that. I'm just more of a lesson and a guide in here to kind of try and teach you the same. That, remind yourself and take responsibility for your own life and your own choices. It's nobody else's, it's yours. With this magician and this Queen of Pentacles, if you want to have life of value, if you want to be seen and if you want to be respected, you have to respect yourself first. When you don't, when you are in the chaser energy, when you are in this pity party, like with this Five of Cups, when you're constantly just crying over what was, what could have been, would have been, you are destroying yourself slowly. You're killing yourself slowly, like with this Death card in here. So with that one, like remind yourself who is the boss? Who is the boss? And make the choice of what do you want from your life? Like, that's one of the very important questions you have to ask yourself. What do you really want from your life? What really makes you happy? What really drives you? Like, like this driver and this charioteer here and the chariot card. Like, and with this magician, like, you making things happen by manifesting them into your life. So for example, like if you are in the mindset of, like, with this Nine of Wands, like wounded warriors energy. So this is the feeling of like, I've been through so much, I've been hurt so much in my life. So you have a choice in here, like with this chariot. Do you want to be the victim of that? Or do you want to be the winner? Do you want to be the owner? Do you want to own your pain? Do you want to own your story? Or you want the story to, kill you? Or do you want the story to take over you? No, you don't. No, you don't. So like with this Eight of Pentacles in here, put in the necessary work as well on yourself. It all starts with you. It doesn't start with Dave. It doesn't even start with fucking amazing George. It all starts with you. The moment we place in all of this power on another person, the moment we in this longing energy and this like, oh my God, what have I done wrong? Like, to deserve this. Why does this person doesn't want me? When are they gonna come back? They made the choice to leave you. They made the choice, to end this. But also, like, on the Death card, there's also a very bright part to it, like, with the sun in the background there. Like, when one thing's end, when there's, and obviously sometimes we have to admit to the fact that something has ended so we can begin anew. And this is all starts with your decision. It all starts with you deciding when that end comes. Because you can drag yourself around in this karmic loop for years, if not entire lifetime. It pains me, kills me to see people that I care about even like, being in this constant karmic loop. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's all singular choice. Sometimes we make that choice to suffer. Sometimes we choose it because it's the most comfortable thing that we know. We are afraid of that unknown. We are afraid what's on that horizon there. We don't see it yet. Like, Death card in general can be, a bit of a darker energy. It's like, energy of despair. So you might be despairing so much and you're not seeing that sun on the horizon, which is always there. Like this saying, like tomorrow is another day, always. Never cling yourself into this pittiness, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life. The moment you kind of admit to yourself, I'm in fucking charge of my reality. I am in charge of my own life. Don't give away power to other people. Don't worry so much about other people because the rightful people will never judge you. They never judge your choices. And if they do, they're not your friends. They're not your family. They're not your soul family. So with that, pardon me. So with that, like with this Eight of Pentacles, start putting into your own cup. Start putting the work into your own life. Stop worrying yourself so much about what he's thinking, what Dave is up to, why is he ignoring you? Because he's got his own work to do. And like I said, they probably in the energy of not wanting to sort their life out. Maybe they are okay with where they are. Just leave them there. They don't belong in your life. If you want to see better things, you have to start making better choices. It's as simple as that. And it all starts with you. Right, let me just pull a few more cards. Fuck. So yeah, with this Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, there's a Four of Swords, Two of Cups. So with this energy precisely, for a lot of you in this collective, you have to put an end and you have to put a certain connection to rest. There is something that you've been waiting for too long now. And obviously having Death coming out as the first card, it's the end of this road. And this is your confirmation. Let them go. Goodbye, Dave. And wait for George. Oh God, I hope you love my freaking metaphor. But yeah, with a Nine of Wands here and this Wheel of Fortune. So with that, like there's a passionate change of direction for you coming here, like, with this Chariot. Like when you close that one door, when you kind of make it clear to yourself, no, I'm no longer entertaining wishy-washy, shitty energies where I have to question my own value and my own worth. You don't do that anymore. You move gracefully, with passion, with fire, because you are the one that has that fire. You are the one that has that awareness. You are the one that wants your life to be richer. So you have to make that change. You have to change something, and it starts all in your mind, in the way you think. And coming back to timing and things, the moment you make that kind of decision, things will start happening very quickly for you. All this fire, all this passion, all this amazingness will rush into your life, like with this Nine of Wands in here. Everything will just rush into your life, including the rightful connection. Somebody that you can fully express yourself with, somebody that you can be fully yourself with. You know, if you in any way have to compromise too much of who you are. I understand that relationships involve compromises and sacrifices, but when it comes to sacrificing your values, your morals, your moral compass, if something is wrong, it's going to create more anxiety, more pain, and more things that you're going to have to eventually heal from. So like, you know, right now you might be a little bit in this energy, like, you know, where you're just laying down and you're like, fuck, I'm just giving up. Like, you know, I don't know what to do. You know, Dave is just slowly killing me. You know, I've been waiting for him. He's not fucking coming in. Like, you know, what else can I do, universe? You know, I've asked every tarot reader, I've probably paid for tarot readings and whatever else. When is he gonna come back? The truth is, even if he did come back, even if you would somehow manage to beg for that attention and scraps of attention or breadcrumbs of attention, in the longer run, you wouldn't be happy. Eventually, you would have what you always wanted, but then you will realize that what you always wanted wasn't actually good for you. And with that card of Four of Swords in here, so you might be currently in a pause, in a rest period, and you feel like, you know, nothing's happening and, you know, there's this darkness around you. But look at that window, this colorful window. Everything that you want is on the other side of that window. And, you know, partially somewhere inside of yourself, you know it. You know it, you feel it. That's why you are in your head. That's why you are so wounded, because you know your energy isn't being rightfully reciprocated. So yeah, with this Hermit here, if you need to go into Hermit mode, literally, you know, if you are too confused with your current reality, with people that surround you, go Hermit mode, go into that soul search, ignore everybody and everything for a little while so you can reignite certain passion within yourself, like with this Page of Wands, so you can reach that emotional fulfillment and happiness, because you know that this happiness is there somewhere. You might feel that despair right now because you are looking in the wrong direction, like, you know, with this Chariot, you are not looking in the right direction. You are too busy despairing and crying and causing that pain for yourself. Like with this Magician, you're doing it to yourself. You need to take that charge back, you need to take that control back so you can express yourself in your rightful energy and create your rightful kingdom and attract that rightful person that will spark that right fire inside of you. Yeah, Queen of Wands as well. On the end of, we had a Page, Knight, Queen. Yeah, and there's a Two of Swords as well. So stop avoiding, like you're living in a certain avoidance. You've got a blindfold on yourself. You're not seeing something. You're not seeing a certain truth in here. And the truth is, in order to let in the right thing, for them to actually start happening for you quicker than you can imagine, you have to put an end to something here. Like with this Death card that came out first. Goodbye, Dave. Hello, George. Right, okay. Love you, bye.